Legend Total War here, and today we've got a Rating Your Doomstack video covering Lewin Leoncoeur's Royal Hippogriff Knight Doomstack. Now, this is a Doomstack that we covered back in Warhammer 2 that I actually claimed a long time ago that this was one of the top 5 Doomstacks in the game. But that was well over a year ago, maybe even 3 years ago now. And the big question in this situation, to test this out, is this still a top 5 Doomstack? That's what I'll answer by the end of this video. Now, we're going up against essentially 3 full stacks of Tomb Kings. Pretty high quality stuff in here. Pretty much their entire roster is present here, including Cetra. Yep, he's there. So let's jump in here and just see how it goes. What do you got there? Blessing of the Lady, cool. Because when I rated this one as one of the top 5 Doomstacks, I mean, that was before I knew a lot of the potential Doomstacks you could do in Warhammer 2, and of course, new Doomstacks were introduced. So, you know, at the time of rating this as one of the top 5, I wasn't actually 100% aware of everything, and even now, probably still not. But one of the things that made this so good is that, actually, I think I rated this before I knew about the free Knights cheese as well, which you can get free Hippogriff Knights, but it's very difficult to do it. Very tricky. I don't know if you can still do it in Warhammer 3, but last time I checked, the free Knights cheese still works, so I don't know, maybe you can. But as far as I'm aware, you can't actually do it when playing as Corone, because you have to confederate Lewin Leoncoeur while he's wounded for some reason. If you do that, if you confederate him while he's wounded, it'll apparently give him the Grail Vow again, allowing him to recruit these units with free upkeep. So what we're going to do here is just wait for their reinforcements to come in. We want to give this, you know, give them a real chance. Because if I just go over there and attack this right now and win the battle, that's, you know, that's silly. This is not a disaster battle. We want to give this a good test. You know, the auto resolve said we'd get a close victory, so it's obviously very powerful in the auto resolve. So just let them come up. Now, the Life Wizard. There's so much we can do with this. I'm going to say that Life Magic is probably one of the best laws of magic in Warhammer 3. Like, it was one of the best laws of magic in Warhammer 2, but it's actually better in Warhammer 3 than it was in 2, because if I'm not mistaken, Dwellers Below is like 2 or 3 times more powerful than it used to be. Heal Magic is just straight up better. Flesh to Stone. Yeah, since that only affects 1 unit, it's not that big of a deal. And Shield of Thorns, I believe that one used to be better. Yeah. Because it only affects 1 unit. So, I'd say in terms of ranking these spells, which I'm just talking while waiting for this to get done. Dwellers Below is probably the best spell. In terms of the healing spells, then I'd say Earthblood is still the best one, because you just get more healing for the Winds of Magic cost. But if you need emergency healing on a single entity, then Overcasting Regrowth, is definitely viable. And then Awakening of the Wood is also like a really good sort of cheap explosion spell. But yeah, I'm not too fond of Flesh to Stone and Shield of Thorns. They're just kind of low impact. Like, it only lasts 19 seconds. It's just not that big of a deal. So just wait for them to get organized. But yeah, with Life Magic here, we could dish out tons of damage with Dwellers Below. And this is always one of the challenges when doing a Rating a Doomstack as opposed to a Disaster Battle. If it was a Disaster Battle, I'd just go in there and use the Life Magic however I see fit. But when rating these particular units, if I kill 2,000 troops using Dwellers Below, that's not really putting these guys here to the test. And this is one of those situations where I definitely could do that. But at the same time, you should have this wizard in the army. So what we want to be doing is putting these guys here to the test, because we already know Life Magic is amazing. Every single Life Wizard has got access to Dwellers Below. We know it's an amazing spell. We don't need to test that out. So we'll just use that as a healer, and try to restrain ourselves from using Dwellers Below, because I don't think we need it. And that's not really an appropriate test if these guys here all get 100 kills and this one here gets 2,000. Alright, time to get started. Now, the way to use this army correctly, in my opinion, is not to just throw it into the front of the enemy army, but to use your speed to your advantage. Because these are very quick units, they hit really quickly, and they've got a decent amount of mass, right?
This is my rear.
So, what we could do to begin with is take out all the carrion quite easily. You could waste the ammunition on these guys here if we really wanted to, but I'm not going to try to use that much cheese. So first thing, take out the flying units. Why do we want to take out the flying units first? For one thing, get other units in of reinforcements in here, but also these units can be used to pin us down when we want to use hit and run tactics. By getting rid of them now, we're preventing them from doing it, and there's not really all that much they can do about this. They can do some missile damage to us, but I can pretty much just heal. Now, the benefit in staying into a blob like this is if they do shoot at us, all of the units are going to take a little bit of damage as opposed to one unit getting totally wrecked by missiles. And what that means is that hopefully none of them will actually get killed, meaning that I can actually heal them back to full health quite easily. So yeah, with this kind of flying Doomstack, the first thing you should do is like just dominate this guy. Get rid of anything that's flying. So for example, if you're going up against vampire counts, it's really good to just take out all their flying lords and heroes. Any terror guys, no problem, take them out. So they're taking a little bit of damage here. That's okay, we can heal it. These guys here dish out so much damage, we get rid of this shit real quick. Now, we could go over here and start attacking their reinforcements as they're coming in. Because what you want to try to avoid doing with this kind of army is not getting into a massive blob. They're really good at hit and run, at isolated targets. And it's very easy in this game to ensure that you go up against an isolated target. So what we're going to do here, hit these Nehekaran warriors. So this guy here's got a Helm of Discord, I should probably use it. Didn't really need to use it on the flying units though. And now that they're across all of them, they should have at least one hit point damage. If I pop down Earthblood in there, we should be getting a reasonably effective cast. But I try to target whichever one has the most damage. Definitely not worth using a regrowth though. Don't worry about the missiles coming into us. It's all good. And then you can park at the reinforcement location and just keep ripping their armies to shreds, like these units to shreds. That's it.
By the lady.
I see much.
And the fact that they don't want to do anything about it, well, that's their problem. Yep, let them keep coming. You don't necessarily need to get charges onto these units because they're so badly outpowered by us. There's the Ushabti summon. Good, get that out of the way.
Battle ready. Vanquish them.
Fortune favors you. These lands.
Now the reason they're just staring there looking at us, which by the way, they're on very hard battle difficulty. So we can prove that by looking at their leadership. Difficulty modifier 8 means very hard battle difficulty. Okay, just back off. They won't spawn in while we're camping the spot. Now the reason they're not charging at us is because we have done no magic or missile damage to them. Now that doesn't mean magical weapons. By I mean magic, I mean spells. They're doing a bit of damage to us there, but that's okay. Nobody's dying. This is why the blob is so useful. People often see blobs as really stupid, and sometimes they can be, especially in multiplayer. But the AI is very bad at dealing with blobs. They just don't know what to do a lot of the time. Good. Units that would otherwise be very difficult for them to deal with. Anti-large. If you've got enough of them, you just basically constantly stun lock the enemy. Yeah, I know we're getting hit, but it's okay. We got healing. Ah, damn it, I lost one. One of them actually died.
The lady's chosen.
Okay, that's all the anti-large dealt with from here.
Please dance up the lady.
That's actually a pretty early casualty. They must have been hit multiple times by the artillery. Might have been a good idea to actually land on them and get rid of them before we did this, but can't do that now. They're not isolated.
Cut them down.
So doing this kind of thing is very easy to do with literally any battle with this kind of army. All you gotta do is just pick up a couple of units and then move over to the reinforcement zone. You know, regardless of who you're fighting, from Khorne to Greenskins to High Elves to Wood Elves. You're going up against multiple armies. This is a pretty standard maneuver.
Orders. The lady wills it. Bretonia needs me. Very well. I am.
Maybe one thing I could have done was actually put Luan Leoncoeur up here and have him tank the artillery.
King Luan Leoncoeur.
Maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe that way he wouldn't have died. But one casualty for taking out this entire army here, it is worth it, but you know, you don't want to take casualties. Another reason that the damsel is absolutely essential in pretty much every army now is that it provides extra replenishment for Bretonia, which previously they were the worst race in the game for replenishment because they had no methods for replenishment at all. Cool. Taking out their reinforcements there means this is all that's left. Not too bad for just one casualty. Okay, that one there is actually at full health now. Okay, I got it. Maybe not get hit by these artillery. Alright, now, we've taken out all their flying units. Now we need to work on their fast units. You, typically speaking, go after their melee infantry last. So we want to go after the chariots over here. Because chariot units, Ushabti, anything that's large, has a very good chance of, like, if they go into melee with us, preventing us from flying back up. Infantry is no good at doing that. Doesn't matter how big the blob is, we can just push our way through it. But if they pin us down with skeleton chariots, they can buy time for anti-large infantry to get over there and hit us.
Please dance up the lady.
Which, if they do that, you can just use Dwellers Below. But like I said, we're trying not to use Dwellers Below at all in this battle. We're trying to rely on, you know, these guys here who are doing a ton of damage.
On to glory. Victory awaits.
I'm going for this one here first. Whichever one's isolated, the AI will usually
For honor.
be able to be duped into splitting up their skirmish cavalry quite quickly.
We are ready.
Now, if I cast a Awakening of the Wood on them, we can actually change their tactics to actually rush at us. They're still playing defensive at the moment.
Damsel.
Remember your vows.
Also, another reason for going after the fast units is that fast units could just forget about these ones and go straight after the damsel. Luckily, the damsel is very quick.
King Luan Leoncoeur. Hold through.
Problem with being in the blob, hard to dodge those shots, but we just heal them.
Speed.
Yeah, you just gotta face plant them, really. But you just have to hope that they hit a different unit each time.
Hurry.
The lady protects me. King Luan
Yeah,
Leoncoeur.
if we have a look now, I'm sure that these ones have actually done quite a lot of damage. Yeah, they have.
King
Sometimes you just gotta
of
suck it up and
Bretonia.
just negate it with healing.
King Luan.
It is
But if you have a look at what we're doing, we're dishing out just as much, but with each unit. Right, now over on this flank here.
Attack!
quickly.
See, this is what I'm talking about. They've got us pinned down with these cavalry here, even though they should just be able to fly back up, but not really the case. Okay, Cetra, I gotta get rid of him.
What do you need?
Oh no, we can get away. We can get away. It'll be fine.
Priestess of the lady.
Actually, Lewin Leonco. No. I was just thinking I could send Lewin Leonco in there, and he should be able to win, but maybe don't rely on him on sniping Cetra. Gotta have a little bit of restraint. Let the Hippogriff Knights do the work.
For the lady. The lady's chosen.
Try not to land on top of the infantry just yet. As much as I want to get rid of... Oh, just the screaming cell catapults. Problem here is if I land on them, I have also got to get rid of the Sharpty. This is why I'm trying to attack the flanks, because it's a lot easier for me to get away from there. Yeah, it might seem silly to not target something that seems vulnerable, but if we do that, we're stuck there. It's a bit of a trap. And at the end of the day, we're not taking that much damage.
We are ready.
Your behest.
Champion of the lady. I am your man. I am king here.
Priestess of the lady.
Okay, do not really want to fight this. Let's just clear out some of these cavalry here first. And monsters.
Defend Bretonia.
Get rid of this and then we get back up. Right,
King
move.
of
Move.
Bretonia.
It is her will.
King Lewin Leoncoeur.
Noble knights.
Awaiting orders.
Right, if we can lure these guys to be isolated, then we can fight them. But we don't want to be fighting them near Tomb Guard, not yet. Alright, well we didn't take any casualties. A little bit of damage, but no casualties.
King Lewin Leoncoeur.
Keep Lewin Leonco out here to provide a little bit of cover. Okay, we've just got one dude that needs to get away. And I think he's good. Yeah, because Lewin Leonco, he's got loads of resistances, and plus he regenerates naturally.
Quickly now. Very well. Show us the foe. Battle ready.
So what you do is just go for hit and runs. You go in, take a little bit of a swipe at them, then come back out and take a bit of a heal.
King Lewin Leoncoeur.
We've also got this ability here, which should give us a lot of missile resistance.
The lion. Riding out.
Priestess of the lady. My gifts are yours.
The lady's chosen.
Alright, where to next?
This is my rail.
Now that we're taking out more and more of their chariots, it gives a greater proportion of melee infantry to monstrous units, and they're the ones we kind of want to avoid to begin with.
To my banner.
Alright, maybe just one more heal on a damaged unit. That one.
King Lewin Leoncoeur.
Alright, I'm thinking about attacking over here.
King
Let's go.
Lewin. Now.
Yeah, they'll shoot at Lewin Leonco because he's quite large, even though it's on
Lance is
very high
ready.
battle difficulty.
Advance. Glory to Bretonia. With all haste.
You require magic?
So easily get rid of most of this with Dwellers Below. Although I've used up most of my magic now.
Honor and duty.
Yeah, I've only taken one casualty. Which if we didn't do any healing, we would have taken quite a fair bit of damage. Because if we ever look at the artillery, they've done like 15,000 damage.
Champion of the lady.
Which is, you know, 2 full units of Royal Hippogriff Knights. But spread across them all, it's not much at all.
King of Bretonia. Quickly now. On to glory.
Alright.
The lady
Fight
wills
here now.
it. Bretonia. Legendary paladin. For the lady.
Start taking out some of these single entities.
I seek glory.
Whoops.
I serve the lady.
This actually could be good. We could use this to lure them away and then bring in the the hippogriffs to take him out.
The lion.
Let's do that. Let's move back.
It shall be.
Hang on, we didn't finish taking out this one here, so that
Rise
pin
indeed.
down. Move. Like I said, you want to avoid getting into a massive blob. Wouldn't actually be the worst thing to change their tactics from defensive to aggressive, so they'll separate their infantry from their rest of their troops. I think I'll do that now, but I won't use the dwellers below. I'll just use Awakening of the Wood.
Immediately!
Awakening
At
of Wood.
once! Take the ground!
This is not quite as overpowered. Alright, that should get them to essentially wake up now. Okay, starting to reach heal cap on some of these units, but that's okay.
I see much.
King Luan Leoncoeur.
Forthwith.
Alright, here's what I'm going to do. Something I couldn't do in Warhammer 2.
King
I'm going to land.
Leoncoeur.
Give them the ability to charge at us.
Apace.
Yeah, we've done some magic damage to them now. They should start charging at us.
Come unto me.
King Luan. By the lady.
They're still playing defensive. It might just be because they've got artillery and we don't. But they're almost out of ammo, and they can't regenerate their ammo anymore because that bug was patched out. No. We're already full health. So just a little bit of ammo here. I'll just suck it up. And then they should start charging at us. Got enough magic for a Dwellers Below still. Now, is this the kind of army that you should just, like, click attack at the beginning of a battle and then just watch it fight? No, that's not how this army fights. You're supposed to hit and run with it. Obviously, if you go up against a very small enemy, you can just do that. But if you're going up against 4 full stacks, you should really never do that. You'll get terrible results out of them if they're just left in prolonged melee, because it really comes down to hit and run. No, they're still not charging at us. That's interesting. I thought they might. Wasted 12 magic on that crappy spell. Alright, I'm going to start attacking their melee infantry now on the flank here. And that's another thing, using your entire army to just dumpster on one unit, you just take it out really quickly before it even has a chance to attack back. Like I said, hit and run is the way to go. And if anyone chases after us, get them isolated and kill them then.
Paladin of Bretonia.
Because yeah, these are okay against single entities, but they're not great against them.
By the lady. King Luan Leoncoeur.
Let's get out of that. I think we killed that Tomb Prince. Let's move. Okay, Cetra, cool. Take him out. Yeah, his explosion spell doesn't really do much to us.
Damsel.
Got just enough magic for one Dwellers Below. But let's put this to rest. Okay, I'm starting to take more casualties now.
It shall be.
Can't do Dwellers Below in this battle. Not going to do it. Gotta have some restraint sometimes.
For Britannia!
Yeah, they do struggle against strong single entities, which is where you would use Luan Leoncoeur and the Paladin for, I guess.
What do you mean?
Alright, the curse shouldn't do too much damage to them. It's way more damaging to infantry units.
I am king. My soul is aflame.
Yeah, they're okay.
I serve the lady.
And they're still just playing this defensive. They're just letting their generals get wrecked over here.
King Luan Leoncoeur. For the king.
Sitting there watching.
The lady's chosen.
Right, that Paladin's got a brass cleaver as well. Okay, that makes sense why he's got it in the army. But I wouldn't put any more than just one Paladin. That's enough. Getting multiple brass cleavers will not stack.
The lady wills it.
Priestess of the lady.
Okay, here's the last spell. Hopefully that counts.
Once.
So, the damsel here didn't do much damage, but probably healed, I don't know, 30, 40,000 damage in health.
Champion of the lady.
Which she could have potentially dished out 100,000 damage to the enemy if we had used Dwellers Below. But like I said, I had to use some restraint here. It's not what we're here to show off.
Cleanse our land.
Okay, one lord down, etc.
Slay them. It shall be. Ever faithful.
Cetra's a tough bastard. Alright, let's get these guys out of there because they're not really great against Cetra.
Haste.
But leave these two to keep fighting.
Speed. Full tilt. Hastily. Immediately. As you say. Take the ground. At once.
Yeah, it can be a bit tricky getting them
Moving
off
apace.
if they're in a bit of a bubble. This is why you really want to get out of here before it gets into a big block, because yeah, there's always like 1 or 2 units that just refuse to leave. What's going on here? No, he's fine.
Honor the lady.
Priestess of the lady.
Ride them down.
Snuff them out. Quickly.
The lady's chosen. The lady protects me. Trample them.
Alright, time to try to conclude this battle.
For the lady! Number knights! Wreck them!
For the king. Champion of the lady. On to glory. We are ready.
So yeah, they can get out of melee infantry fights, no problem. That's why we had to take out all their monsters first.
Smite them.
Those archers shouldn't be doing much.
King Lewin.
Okay, that Haro Titan on the other hand, that thing is gonna absolutely wreck us. Okay, this one here, it's still got 7 units. If we can get it out, keep it out of fighting now, because I can't heal it anymore.
Moving a base. Cleanse our land. To my banner. My blade is yours. Take the ground. The lion's will. Swiftly.
This one here, move it out. No longer is it gonna fight. Okay, this is a fairly big blob, that's not great. It's getting stuck.
Immediately. Brave knights. Battle ready.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to pull them out now because we've sort of committed, so... Okay, there's the army losses. Cool. Alright, no unit went down to 6, I think. But it was kind of close. That being said, we went up against 3 full stack armies. They're going to be worn out after that. Especially considering we run out of magic.
King Lewin Leoncoeur.
Getting her a Forbidden Rod could get you a bit of extra magic.
Ready!
There we go. Better result than auto resolve. Tiny bit of damage. 5 casualties in total. So, is it still a good Doomstack? Hell yeah. Is it practical? Yeah, it's kind of practical. I mean, these are tier 5 units, but Bretonnia has a lot of growth, so getting to tier 5 is not difficult. I believe it's possible to recruit these units in 1 turn from Paravon, especially with Lewin Leoncoeur, because he's got a skill. I think they naturally have 3 turns to recruit, then Paravon reduces it by 1, and then Lewin Leoncoeur's got a skill that reduces it by 1 again. So you can get them in 1 turn. So you can recruit them fairly quickly. You can reduce their upkeep cost globally by getting access to exotic animals. Alright, so have a look at this. Yep, pretty low damage. And we have a look at the cost. So 435. So he's definitely got some exotic animals reducing the upkeep cost of that at this point. I don't know if you can get them down to absolute 0 doing that, because I just don't think there's that many of those resources on the map. But yeah, if you're not trying to cheese zero upkeep cost units, then that's... Bretonnia is rich, they can definitely afford to do it. It's maybe a little bit less practical than just using regular knights, but it is incredibly strong. You know, if we had a bunch of Knights of the Realm, we would have walked out of this with a ton of damage. I would have needed 2 full armies of Knights of the Realm to be able to handle that. That being said, it is possible to get them completely free of upkeep cost. Which... I mean, come on, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? You didn't get your Grail Vow.
Very well, if you insist.
You didn't sort out your Grail Vow, and you got all these Grail units in here. Look how much that one costs. Come on, man. That's why you're not making as much money as you otherwise could have. It's a bit of a weird army. Not bad, but a bit of a weird one. So yeah, practicality, I don't know, it's kind of moderate. It's not difficult to get this army at all. But you've got a lot of other options as Bretonnia. How strong is it? It is very strong, absolutely. Is it a top 5 Doomstack in Warhammer 3? No. Is it even a top 5 Doomstack in Warhammer 2? No, not really. You know, that video that I made ages ago is heavily outdated. Is this even a top 10 Doomstack? Probably not. And how easy is it to use? If you're going up against a weak army, it's obviously very easy to use. Just click and attack and go for it. If you want to rely on using Dwellers Below, you know, very easy if you know, going up against most of the infantry. But if you're going up against tons of enemies and you actually need to use flanking maneuvers and hit and run, that kind of stuff, it's a little bit on the trickier side. Not super difficult, but sort of moderate. You have to have at least some ability to micro. You don't need to be like amazing at it. You don't need to be a StarCraft pro, but you need to, you know, be able to click and use the keyboard at above a 5th grade level in order to handle those sort of situations. That's about it. Okay, so summary: practical, sort of moderate. Practicality, kind of moderate. I'm not going to give numbers. Strength, very strong, but not like top marks for strength. And in terms of ease of use, on the lower end of easy to difficult, sort of moderate to low ease of use. So, you know, it's still a good Doomstack. It's not even really the best Doomstack that you can make for Bretonnia now, because Paladin Doomstacks probably would have been able to handle that quite easily, and it would be a lot easier to drop in the Dwellers Below, because the Paladin Doomstack, it has a lot more durability, whereas these guys here, they take casualties a lot quicker. So you send in all of your Paladins into one big blob, and then drop down the Dwellers Below, wipes out the entire army. This one's a little bit trickier to do it with, because it takes up more surface area, so your Dwellers Below is probably not going to hit every unit, and they're going to get hit by it as well. Whereas single entities just aren't going to take damage from it, really. So yeah, it's not even the best Bretonnia Doomstack, but it's still really good, and I think this guy did about as much as he could. Also, there are traits that you could potentially get to make it stronger. I'm just going to see if he got them. Did he get... Yeah, he got Lich Killer. That helped a little bit. I'm looking for Bell of the Ball. Did he get that? Unless I'm blind, it doesn't look like he got it. Because that would provide him with 5 extra weapon strength. Hang on, let me have a look at this. Yeah, he definitely didn't get it, because his max Winds of Magic Reserve is 105. If he had gotten it, he would have gotten that one. The other one to go and get is Scarbrand's Defeat trait, because if you get Be'lakor's, it gives you 5% weapon strength, and I think it's similar to Be'lakor as well. So a bit of extra weapon strength. It's not essential, but it helps a little bit. Anyway, that's my rating of this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.